Selena Gomez's brand, Rare Beauty. There's just so much chatter, isn't there?
Yeah.
The big question on everyone's mind, is Rare Beauty actually for sale?
Yeah, it's definitely a hot topic, especially now. We just saw that massive deal with Hailey Bieber's Rhode brand, $1 billion reportedly to ELF Beauty. When something like that happens, it naturally starts speculation. People look at other big players like Rare and wonder. That's why we're here, right? To kind of cut through that noise and figure out what's really going on, get to the facts.
Exactly. That's the mission for this deep dive. We want to give you a clear picture based on evidence of where Rare Beauty stands right now as of late July 2025. So we'll be looking at what Selena Gomez has said recently, what the CEO's official stance is, what the brand is actually doing, and the whole financial picture. And we've pulled together quite a bit to do that, recent interviews, official company statements, even what people are saying on social media, so you'll get the full context, not just the latest rumor. Is this just another brand getting ready for a big payday, or something else going on here? Let's dig in. Okay, so let's start with where these rumors even came from. You mentioned the Rhode sale. That seems like the big catalyst.
It definitely seems to have poured fuel on the fire, yeah. $1 billion is a headline number. And it creates this narrative, maybe subconsciously, that successful celebrity beauty lines are kind of hitting their peak value and are prime targets for acquisition.
And Rare Beauty is, well, incredibly successful, so it becomes an obvious focus for that kind of speculation.
It's a natural connection to make. You see a pattern big sale here and you think, oh, okay, maybe another one's coming. But you always have to look at the specifics of each case, the strategy, the founder's involvement. It's not always apples to apples.
That's a really good point. And speaking of specifics, let's talk about Selena Gomez herself. She hasn't exactly been silent, has she? I saw that quote from Women's Wear Daily just recently in July. She said something about focusing on her well-being over the logistics.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's important for me not to focus on the logistics, if that makes sense, for me and my personal well-being. That tells you a lot about her priority.
It really does. And wasn't there something earlier too, like back in April at that Time 100 summit?
Oh, absolutely. That was quite definitive. She called Rare Beauty, and then she added, very clearly,
my pride and joy. I don't think I'm going anywhere. That's pretty unambiguous.
It is, and notice the consistency. It's not just a one-off comment. She's linking the brand directly to her personal feelings, her commitment. It sounds much more like a long-term personal project than just, a quick business flip.
Okay, so that's Selena's perspective, very clear. What about the corporate side? The CEO, Scott Friedman, what's his take?
He was also very direct. He essentially dismissed the rumors outright. His quote was, "We haven't made any decisions about any of that at all. The rumors that have been out there have not been accurate."
Not accurate. That's about as clear a denial as you can get from a CEO, isn't it?
It really is. When the person running the company says that publicly, it carries a lot of weight. It suggests they're focused internally on running the business, not actively shopping it around. It definitely dampens the credibility of those sale rumors, at least for now.
Right. So we have the words, strong words from both Selena and the CEO, but actions speak louder sometimes, What has Rare Beauty actually been doing lately?
Well, they certainly haven't been acting like a company winding down for a sale. Quite the opposite. Just this month, July 2025, they launched their first ever perfume, Rare Eau de Parfum. That's a major product expansion.
A perfume? Wow, yeah, that's not a small undertaking.
Not at all. And they're constantly active on social media, promoting products, tagging retailers like Sephora as recently as July 29th. That looks like a brand focused on growth and building momentum.
It really does. Why invest heavily in a totally new category like fragrance and keep pushing marketing if you're just about to sell? It doesn't quite add up, does it? Seems like they're planning for the future, not an exit. And let's not forget the numbers here because they are staggering. The valuation is nearly $3 billion.
That's the reported figure, yes, which apparently helped push Selena Gomez into billionaire status last year in 2024.
Incredible. And the sales themselves.
Also huge, $540 million in sales reported for 2024. Just phenomenal growth.
But there's another layer here which feels really important with Rare Beauty. It's not just about the money, is it? The mission aspect.
That's absolutely crucial to understanding this brand, the Rare Beauty Impact Fund. They've raised over $20 million through the brand to support mental health resources.
$20 million, that's significant.
It's deeply integrated into the brand's identity. It connects directly back to Selena's own advocacy and openness about mental health. So you have this massive financial success, yes, but it's intertwined with this very strong, very authentic mission that makes it different.
How so? How does that change things, do you think?
Well, it suggests her investment isn't purely financial. It's deeply personal, emotional. It's tied to her values or story. That kind of connection often means the motivations go beyond just maximizing shareholder value in the short term. It's a different kind of calculus.
That makes sense. She's been so open about her own journey with bipolar disorder, with lupus, and she talks constantly about her fans. her community, how they've supported her through everything.
Exactly. She said, they have gotten me through all of the ups and all of the downs of life, and they are with me. That bond, that feeling of responsibility to the community she's built around the brand and its mission, that's not something you typically just cash out on easily.
So how is all this playing out in public perception? Are people buying the sale rumors or seeing this deeper connection?
From what we see in social media discussions like on X recently and how outlets like Added News are covering it, the narrative seems to be shifting away from a sale. People are pointing out the lack of real evidence, highlighting the new product launches, the ongoing engagement.
So the perception is aligning more with what Selena and the CEO are saying and what the brand is doing.
It seems that way, yes. The idea of continued growth and commitment seems to be gaining more traction than the sales speculation. It fits the facts better.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together for everyone listening. We've looked at the rumors, Selena's words, the CEO's denial, the brand's actions, the finances, the mission. Based on everything we've covered today, it seems, well, pretty unlikely that Rare Beauty is actively for sale right now. Would you agree?
I would. The signals point quite strongly in the other direction.
You have those very clear denials from the top. You have active brand building, like new product launches, and this incredibly strong financial performance paired with a core mission.
It all paints a picture of a brand that's still very much in the hands of its founder and focused on its current path. And I think why this matters, why this is interesting beyond just this one brand, is what it demonstrates. Rare Beauty is kind of showing that this blend of genuine founder connection, a real social mission, and commercial success that can be incredibly powerful, maybe more powerful than just a quick sale.
It creates a different kind of value?
Exactly. It builds this deep loyalty, the sense that the brand stands for something more. It suggests a long-term vision that maybe changes how we think about valuing these kinds of ventures. It's about understanding the why behind the business, not just the what.
That's a fascinating takeaway. It really makes you think, doesn't it? In an industry that often seems driven by buyouts and quick flips, what does a brand like Rare Beauty, with its huge success, its deep mission, and this really committed founder, tell us about the future? Could we see more brands aiming for this kind of long-term impact, rather than just an exit strategy? Something to definitely keep an eye on.